Move your kids to the head of the class with back-to-school books.
Whether they're starting kindergarten or college, the right book can really ease the transition for student and parent.
Alamosa Books, I should say, Jennifer Kinyak joins us with recommendations for books that will make going back to school seem more like an adventure, like it should be. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
We love talking about reading, and I know that the kids out there are probably bumming pretty hard right now because they're like, oh my God, I gotta go back to school.
Parents are celebrating in the meantime.
Yeah, the parents are like, woo! So how can the parents get the kids excited about the new school year?
Well, one thing is they might be really nervous, especially if they're starting a new school. So I would suggest practicing their morning routine. APS starts Monday, so there's a few days left. You can practice what time you're going to get up, what you need to do. Let's get your things together the night before. And that, especially for littler kids who are starting a new school, will make them feel more comfortable.
Good advice.
Speaking of celebrating, you can also celebrate with them instead of just celebrating that they're leaving. You can start a back-to-school tradition, you know, and every year you could have a back-to-school dinner. Also, I would recommend having them make some simple goals about what they want to accomplish this year, things that they can meet that aren't, you know, too difficult, but that can make them feel like they're really working towards something and feel proud.
That's a good idea.
Well, you know, we've had you on all through the summer and with all these books for kids to read through the summer for fun. Now, when you go back to school, it gets a little hectic for the kids.
Yes.
How can parents encourage kids to read for fun after school?
Well, the main thing I would say, at school they have to read what the teacher says. So I would say let them read whatever they want at home. Don't feel like, oh, they need to be reading something classic or something more educational. Let them read something for fun.
Okay.
So that they'll see that reading is really enjoyable and it's entertainment.
Yeah, get the joy of reading.
Right, exactly. And read with them. Keep reading with them. Even if they're older, even if they're middle school or maybe even high school, it's still fun to have that ritual where you read with them.
Yeah, I agree with that. So now, Alamosa Books, we've been talking about this all summer. They have books that will help make the transition from one grade to the next easier. And so now you've got something. First, let's talk about for the little ones, because there are those kids that are just starting kindergarten, and we want to really get them excited about reading. What would you recommend?
We have a lot of new books about starting kindergarten. I brought one called Mom, It's My First Day of Kindergarten by Haewon Yum. And it's really neat because it talks about the mixed emotions, and it has beautiful illustrations, and in it the mom starts out really nervous. You know, I'm afraid you're too little and I'll miss your old teachers, and the little kid is reassuring her, and then in the end he's a little nervous and she has to reassure him. And everything turns out great.
You know, and I have a lot of friends that are parents and they're not celebrating. They're scared. They're like, oh my God, my kids are going to school. So it's a big deal.
Yes, it is.
It's adorable. I like that
and
book.
Kids.
Okay.
What about for middle schoolers?
I brought one called Amelia's Back to School Survival Guide, and it is a really cute book that is written from the point of view of a girl named Amelia who is writing and drawing in her notebooks. So it's handwritten with her little drawings.
Oh, I love those
and
kind of books.
Yes, it's really cute, and she's dealing with friendship and knowing who she is and politics at school and babysitting and all kinds of things.
Wow, so it's a practical guide.
Right, and it has a great story too.
And it's not Amelia Bedelia, don't be confused. This is a new Amelia.
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
Good. I was confused. Now, you know, starting college is so stressful too. It's such a big deal. So what book would benefit the older kids?
Well, the one that I brought, we have a few at the store, but the one that I brought is specifically for parents of kids who are going to college, because that can be very hard too. You're developing a whole new relationship. Your child is becoming an adult. So I brought a book called The Happiest Kid on Campus by Harlan Cohen, and it helps parents help their kids really with all different aspects of life at college, from roommates to finances to dealing with professors, homesickness, lots of different things. And it will help the parents too.
That's such a huge step and a big change.
It really is.
And you want your parents to have all the answers, but sometimes they don't, because when you get there, you're calling your mom and dad all the time asking for advice. And so this is a great idea. It's like a real handbook for them.
Exactly. And the same author has one that's written more for students that we also carry.
Oh, perfect. Good.
And, you know, we've been covering your summer passport reading program. So what are your fantastic books for fall? What do you have coming up?
Fall is huge in the publishing industry, especially for children's books. Something like 60% of all of our books come out between August 28th and October 16th.
Wow.
So we have a lot of new books coming in. Too many to really mention a lot, but there's some really great ones by local authors, and we'll be getting new ones starting the end of August, coming through the end of the year at a pretty fast clip.
So around that Labor Day, or a little before Labor Day.
Right.
Okay, perfect. And you know, in addition to having great books at the store, you also have the Alamosa book event calendar, and that is just full. And so later this month, you're actually going to be hosting a meet and greet, we understand.
Yes.
And that's going to be with author Shannon Hale, who has released Princess Academy, Palace of Stone.
Yes.
So what's the book? And what's the details of that?
That is a sequel to her book, Princess Academy, which was one of the Newbery Honor Award books a few years ago, which is one of the top prizes for children's books.
Great.
And so her sequel has been pretty anticipated. It's been a few years, but she writes fairy tale type of stories about courage and love. She also has some adult books. And we're having 2 events, actually. One is a meet and greet at the Downtown Flying Star.
Okay.
Where you can really, it's a more intimate setting. You can talk to her about writing and get to know her. And then at Sims Auditorium at the Albuquerque Academy, we're having a book signing and a talk.
Perfect.
They're both on August 23rd. And you could get more information about them or buy tickets at our website, alamosabooks.com.
Simple enough. That's great.
Yeah, and for a list of Alamosa Books bestsellers and special events, you can visit alamosabooks.com, just like she said. And we'll, of course, have that website on that link on our website.
We will.
So
Great
we'll have
books.
for you.
I'm really, you know, and I like the fact, I think when you get into that that school mode and you have assignments, like you said, it's nice to have a book that's just fun to read. This, like you said, I don't know if you can see, but like you said, it's written in the handwriting, like the kids' handwriting, and it really does make it a lot easier to read something like that. It's got a lot of great illustrations.
It's really engaging.
And, yeah, it's really fun. So I think this is a great idea. All of these books, great ideas as always. Thanks, Jennifer.
Thank you very much.
And hopefully all those kids will start reading.
Yeah, school's here.
I hope so.
Well, coming up after the break, your weekend weather forecast. Stick around.